Ja, wir freuen uns sehr, dass ihr heute alle da seid. This one is going to be in English, but if you have any questions or you need translation, just ask. So we can translate, I can translate, and nobody needs to be here, don't understand anything. So, but you're from Denmark, so we need English as basic language for this one. Why are we here today? What's the Loop? The Loop is an event which takes place every 2 months, and we need to know what themes are there regarding sustainable development in our world, what's important, how do we want to see our world in the next 10, 20, 30 years. We know from the UN there are several problems in the entire global world. What can we do? And the Loop is an event where people come and talk about different themes they experienced in different countries regarding sustainability. And today this is Salam Aldeen, who's been supporting refugees in Greece. And this is a topic regarding sustainable development as well. The Loop is an event to cross borders, not just crossing country borders, but crossing disciplinary borders. So we want to exchange ideas from all kinds of disciplinary views from people from different countries and between you and me, so that we can share our personal stories and get to know each other. I have a few questions for all of you guys so that we too get to know you. And the first one is, because Greece is our topic today, who's ever been in Greece? Yeah, a few people. And since most of the refugees come from Syria, might be interesting to know who's ever been in Syria. Yeah, 3 people. Yeah, thank you. And refugees and welcoming refugees is an important theme in Germany, in Hamburg as well. So my next question is, do you support refugees here actively, like with language training or social activities? Who's actively involved in helping refugees? Yeah, almost half. Thanks. The case Salam Aldeen brings us here today is a case of law. So it might be interesting to know whether we have students here who studied law or still studying law. Yes, a few. Yeah, thanks. And maybe psychology as well, since all refugees experience trauma, and you being accused is traumatic as well. Do you have psychology students here? Yeah, 2. Thank you. The topic today is a question about borders, and it's difficult to ask, but do you think that our borders in Europe should be open unconditionally? Some are not so sure. Most of them say yes. Do we need like a max out number of refugees that we accept in Europe? Does there have to be a limit? Do we need a limit? No one says yes. Maybe they are shy. Okay. Maybe that's for starters. Do you have questions? Not for now. Maybe for later. Okay. Thank you so much for being here today. You got a presentation for us, and you will tell your story? Yes. So I will give you the mic.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Salam Aldeen. I was a normal guy, lived in Denmark. One day, watched the TV, saw the news, and one picture shocked me. It was a picture of Alan Kurdi, the 3-year-old Syrian refugee boy who died, tried to get to safety in Greece. So I saw it on the 3rd September, and 2 days after, I was sitting on a plane going to Greece, to Lesbos Island. And I went there for 1 week. I only planned to go for 1 week, but I didn't know that that week will change my life completely. 3 hours after I landed, I was already saving human lives in the sea, swimming, and trying to get people out from the coast. And I remember after the 3rd boat I took, half of my body was in the water, and I was looking towards to the coast, and I wanted to scream and cry at the same time because there was no help, there was nobody. I didn't see no Red Cross, no UN, nobody was there. I saw a woman give banana and another woman give water. So I continued my work, and that week I went back to Denmark and established a team of some people, some friends and friends of friends, and we came 4 days after we came back to Lesbos, and we started a team called Team Humanity. Yeah, we created it in September month, I think, this team, and we were around 30 people. At that time, there was around between 100 to 200 boats every single day and night. And it was very difficult. Sometimes we didn't sleep, trying to do our best and to save lives. There was a lot of children, a lot of children that lost their lives. So we continued our work from September and until November month. We were rescuing them by swimming, by using the boats they came with. We used the same boats to go out and rescue them, because every time we called the Coast Guard, or they put the phone down, or they never came. And you see, if you see people drowning in front of you, you don't have time to call anyone. You just jump into the water and you swim. I'm not a swimmer. Before, I think I swam 50 meters, and then I couldn't swim, and I was swimming back. But suddenly I was swimming 300-400 meters, taking a break on my back and swimming, and then coming and rescuing the whole boat. You're saving lives, and it's here. It's make you strong. Something gave a lot of energy. People was drowning, and then in your brain said, you need to do something. And then we continued our work. We saved as much as we could. And December month, we got a boat. We got donated a boat by GoFund, and some people made the GoFund for us. And we used that to save lives, because now we could do it in the right way. Instead of taking these rubber boats they're coming with, and suddenly it's puncturing in front of us, or the engine doesn't work, and we are 1 kilometer away from the coast, so we have to swim back. So this happened a lot of times. So now we had a boat, and we were rescuing people into that boat. And I remember the Coast Guard, we called them many times, and we said, we have a boat, so please, if you need anything, just call us, we will help you. We want to support, we want to do things. So it was we always called them, we said, we have a boat. Do we have a permission to save them? And sometimes they say, okay, just do it. Or they say, no, wait, we're coming, just stay away from them, but have a distance. And then I call them back after 5-10 minutes, and I tell them, listen, there is half of the boat is in the water. And I know what's happening, because I've been seeing it in front of me hundreds of times. These rubber boats, they're coming from Turkey. They are made by people. They glue them. They put the glue on, and that's it. And normally you have to, it have to be dry, need to dry like 48 hours. And the smugglers, they let them go out like after 9 hours. And of course, you have a boat that's like only for 20 people, and you have like suddenly 60 people they put inside. And the engine is heavy, the plate in the back, it can't take it. So what happens usually, it's the plate falling down because the glue cannot take it, and then the whole bottom is falling down and people is in the water. And not only that, but the life jackets they're fake, all of them. So imagine you have a fake life jacket, it takes 10 minutes, 15 minutes maximum, and then you sink with this life jacket. They made it in Turkey. So people usually, if they can't swim, they die. Many times I had like small little babies, like didn't know what to do with them. Like how do you have to save them? What to do? Like the most difficult thing is who you're gonna save first. Is this child or this child, or this woman or this woman? So it's like it's very hard, like to explain. Like, but it's very very hard when you're in that situation. You don't know how to save. So at the 14th of January, we had an SOS call, and it was 2:30 at night, 2 boats sinking. So we went out with the Spanish team, ProMate, into the sea. We didn't know where it was, but we heard this was like in front of the coast somewhere. So we went out and searched for them, called the Coast Guard, tell them there is a boat somewhere, but I cannot find them. I don't know where they are. And they said to me, the woman said to me on the phone, yeah, but if you find the boat or you find the location, call us back. And they put the phone down. 5-6 minutes after, we had a big, huge ship passing us with the most high speed I ever seen, like in front of us, like a huge ship. And then a few minutes after, a small boat come out from that ship, and then we surrounded the 3 ships, the military ship, the small boat, and the Coast Guard. And they say, we are arrested, we have to follow them. And I still scream to them. I say, there is 2 boats sinking. And they say, shut up, you're arrested. And I didn't understand nothing of it. So we were following them to the port authorities, and they accused us for human trafficking, smuggling. They said we were in Turkey and we had refugees on the boat. And I didn't know that. We don't speak Greek. So they were like just talking in Greek, and then the lawyers came and they told us that. And I said, that's a lie. We never did it. We came to the court. The lawyers told us we need 48 hours to prepare the case. So we prepared the case while we were sitting in jail 48 hours. Came to the court, we got released. We were 5 lifeguards. 4 of them had to pay 5,000 euro. I had to pay 10,000 euro in bail, but I was the only one who could not leave the country. So I had to stay there until I will get permission to leave, or until the court is finished. So now they confiscated my boat. They took everything. So I continued my work by swimming now and try to save them. But at that time, it's got, because of the Turkey deal, the Europe and Turkey deal, not so many boats was coming to Lesbos. So you want to make a video? My name is Salam Aldeen. You have charged me with human smuggling, and I might get 10 years or maybe even life in prison. All because I tried to rescue people from drowning.
My name is Salam Aldeen. I'm from Team Humanity. We are at the sea right now. The sea is very dangerous now that you can see the waves. Very dangerous now.
And suddenly we saw a light. A giant warship flowed past us at full speed. We almost drowned in its wake. It was the Greek Coast Guard.
Dirigiendo incrédulo. Come in board. كله تمام. هلا 5 دقايق خلص. الحمد لله على سلامتك. فرحان ها.
In my case, it's not even me who's on trial. It is all of us. It is our values and our humanity. What will happen to the world if saving lives becomes a crime? If we criminalize humanitarian work? And when the Turkey deal came, there was no boat anymore, and I went to north of Greece, Idomeni border. There was like 15,000 to 20,000 refugees stuck, couldn't leave. So I worked there. We made a medical tent, distributed aid, food, clothes, shoes. We worked with another organization where we had the bus. We made food for them, warm food. So we distribute like between 8,000 and 10,000 people every day got warm food. And yeah, we made a Golan school. It was in a camp. We made a school for children because the refugees, the children, when refugees came, they didn't have nothing to do. Like they were just sitting in tents, and the children didn't have nothing to do. So they didn't learn anything, and some of them haven't been in school in many, many years. So we tried to do that, and we made a school for them, and they were very happy to go in school. A lot of them was very smart. And after that, the border got closed totally, and they had to move people out from Idomeni border. So we went to a camp. It's called Oria Castro camp. There was 1,500 people, so we helped there. And then I stopped there after 1.5 months. I took the people from there and made shelters for women and children because it was not safe for them. A lot of these women and children was not safe in that place. And we made in Saloniki, it's in northern Greece. I took a house, there was 13 rooms. So I gave each family a room, helped them with everything. We made a school inside and everything. I think we had 46 people, or around 50 people. Most of them is children. And I made also a shelter in Athens. I stopped that in Thessaloniki, and we made one in Athens. But that one was only for women and children in the middle of Athens, in the city. And there was actually a story. There was I found a woman walking on the street. It was cold and it was raining, I remember, and she was pregnant. And I asked her what she's doing here, and she told me that she doesn't have no place to stay. And I say, but you're pregnant, like you're almost giving birth. She said, nobody's helping me. So we took her, put her in the house, and 4 days after, she gave birth to a healthy little boy. So the conditions was very bad in Athens. People sleeping on the streets. Nobody helped. Some of them, of course, got help from organizations like mine and others, but imagine you have like 10,000 people. We can't help them all. It was very, very difficult to help them all. Conditions in the camp was very bad. There was a lot of fights. It was not safe for anyone there. Anyone, not only the women and children, but also men. Always fights, and yeah, we continued our work. I went to Lesbos, made rescues there, and distributed food also. We had a bus there. We were giving out around 4,000 to 5,000 refugees every day, warm food. Of course, they got food from the government, but the food was cold or old or small package like this for the whole day. It's like it's not enough for them. So we made food, and they were so happy. Like, and I remember like when we made the line, all these people were standing in the line, like around thousands of people, like 2,000 standing in the line, and they respected us because we gave them like, we told them like, we're not from the government, we're nothing, we come here to help you. And if you have the respect to each other, then believe me, like they will listen to you and they will be in the line, nobody's gonna jump in front of you. And it was amazing, like we had like understanding to each other. So it was very good. And after 1 year, after 1 year and 8 months, I could leave the country. I remember I was in Lesbos and I was trying to make a community center. So I was talking with some people and I got a message on my phone. And I remember that I opened my phone and my lawyer tried to call me. I didn't see that, and they wrote me, call me back, please. I have good news. And they never do that. Like, they never do that. So I called, and my first words was, tell me, please, that I can go home. And they said, yes, you can go home now. I was actually burning out. Like, I was very tired in that time. Had a lot of, I seen a lot of dead people, and a lot of people suffered, and it was very hard to see that. So I came back to Denmark, but I still have my court, and I'm going now to my courts on the 7th of May, and the Greek government want to give me between 10 years and lifetime in prison for trying to go to a boat and save them. This is what happened. Thank you.
Thank you so much for telling your story. Yeah, now it's your turn. If you want to, we can ask Salam the questions you're interested in. Yeah.
First of all, wow, I've so much respect for you. And my question would be, how come you got 10,000 for prison and the others got 5,000? Was it because of your comment, because the other boat, or?
Thank you. I was the captain on the boat, and I think that's why. I'm not sure, nobody told me that, but I think because they knew me. I was there for a long time. I was there from September, and they know how many people we saved. So I think they just wanted me to go away from there. That's what I think. But yeah, I got 10,000 euro, maybe because of I was captain on the boat.
Yes, first of all, I want to express my deep gratitude for what you did. I think that you're really one of the heroes of the 21st century. I mean, saving so many lives, it's amazing. Thank you very much. How many people like you, I mean, were active like you when you were there? Like 5, 2, I don't know, 10? How many?
Yeah, but we need it for the tape. I will try to be.
No problem, no problem. Thank you. When I came there, I didn't see no one. Like the first days I was there, I didn't see. But that's why I was like, wanted to scream. I didn't know what was happening. Like, where is the help? Like, even the government was not there. But then by time people came, a lot of good people came. A lot of very good people came and helped. But you also saw that people came there only to take pictures and go back again. There was also a lot of that. But there was a lot of people like me who wanted to help. did a lot of good job, a lot of good work. A lot of organizations came, and we were like working together. That was what about like together we're stronger. I didn't want to say, oh, it's me who saved them. No, I was cooperating with a lot of people, and we did it together. But sometimes in the night you didn't see some people. Like some of them are tired, not everybody, but so sometimes you just do your thing, and then people come in and say, oh, can we help? And we do, yes, of course you can help. I remember once I took 27 boats in one day, and I remember I couldn't do it alone. And then there was tourists. And I said, can you please help me? And they said, yes, of course. And they came and they was helping me. This was tourists. So there was a lot of good people who come and help. A lot of good people. You don't need to be a rescuer or to be a fireman or a doctor to help. Everybody can help. Everybody could do what I did. Everybody.
Where did those people come from? From all over the European Union?
There was actually, like in Team Humanity, there was a lot of international. We had a girl from China came and helped. And it was amazing. Like people could come and help from all the way from China. But there was international, like US, Canada, France, name it, like all around the world, not even only Europe. There was a lot of students came. Spain, a lot of like nurses from Spain came and helped. I remember when I was there after like 3 weeks, there was an Israeli organization came. They did an amazing job, like doctors came to help. And then you see this on TV, oh, they hate Muslims. Not everybody hates Muslims. They don't know who, if there is a Muslim in that boat, there is a Christian. When I save them, I don't ask them, are you Muslim, are you Christian, are you black or white? You just save them as humans like you. There was a lot of beautiful things happened there. Like I saw, sometime when I was swimming to rescue somebody, I see a guy who was from Somalia rescuing a woman from Syria. You know, like you see these beautiful things, everybody's helping each other, and that's about. Like together, we can do beautiful things in the world.
Your story was really heart-wrenching for me, and as a student of psychology, I'm supposed to be more objective and neutral in these situations, but when you hear from somebody who's been in that situation, what they went through, what the other people there went through, you can't think rationally, and it's exactly what you said. I mean, how do you pick from saving one person's life as opposed to the other? And as has already been said, you're a hero. Lots of respect to you, and you've done great work, and I'm sure you continue to. I have 3 main questions. Firstly, how did you harness the resources to build Team Humanity? You did say that somebody put up a GoFundMe page and you could manage to get a boat, but what about the volunteers? Were there any incentives involved for them to be in Greece, so far away from home? Second question, where does Team Humanity stand today? And thirdly, how can we, as people from afar, but wanting to contribute to your cause and to your organization?
About the people that came, like in the beginning, Team Humanity was just something. It was like just a dream, like we made up. Like we said, okay, because in the beginning we just said, okay, let's just make some T-shirts. We're gonna call us Team Humanity, and that's it. But then we made our organization of it. We made it, registered it, and everything. And it was very hard in the beginning. We didn't have money. We used our own money. Of course, if you have some children, they need water. You're not gonna think, oh, let me make a goal fund or something to get it. You just, it's just water. And you use it, but by the time you forget, you're using all your money. And this is what happened, not only with me, but a lot of people that came. A lot of volunteers that were with us, they used all of the money. Some of them, like, they came, helped us, used their donations to help people, got back, worked, came back after a few months and did it again. And that's what happened, like, all the way. And today, Team Humanity, like, we made, the last projects we made, it was in Bangladesh for Rohingya children. We sent the team there and they were distributing some things. And we stopped our operation in Greece for now, until my court. But after my court, we plan to do something big. We want to do something in Africa. We want to do something in Iraq. We want to try to do some things. But right now, we just stopped until my court. We don't have nothing there now. But of course, we're helping if there is somebody needs something somewhere. We're going to organize it and we're going to fix it. Like, we send 5 containers to Syria. I sent 5 containers to Syria and 1 container to Iraq. My container to Iraq was like a shock. I didn't know it will come inside. It was like directly when the Mosul war, they finished it. My container was exactly in the stadium in Mosul and was distributing the aid to the people, like with the help of military. So I was watching it on the video I got from people, and I was like, I wanted to cry. I said, it's amazing, like, what we can do, all of us. So if somebody wants, like, to help with these things, they can always, like, write us email, and we will get back to you if we have some projects, or we can do something. Of course, we have a lot of people asking us, like, right now in Bangladesh, they need a lot of stuff, and we need money. So we can't help if we don't have money to do that. So when people donate, we make a certain amount, and then we say, okay, this is for this, and this is for this, and this is for this. So this is how it works. Thank you.
And today you can also support Salam by giving money in this little box right next to the food, if you want to, or you have a homepage as well. The address was...
the address for the... It's... Yeah. Yeah. Because
maybe you can come here. Yeah? That would be best, I think.
she was with me all the time, so like,
Yeah.
she knows everything.
She's been here already, so... 2 years ago, yeah. And it all started.
Hi, I'm Amal, also from Team Humanity. I joined Team Humanity in December 2015, right before they got arrested. But you were asking the volunteers, they are all paid, they're paying everything by their own money. Like, we didn't pay anything for them. All the donation we got was for the refugees. And yeah, this is how, but they all also just came for a short term, so it was possible for them to pay. But we got a lot of volunteers from all around. Yeah. Yeah. Also, last time when I was here 2 years ago, after that, so many contact me here from Hamburg, and they wanted to come and help. Yeah, so good. Other questions? Yeah.
First of all, thank you very much for sharing your story, and well done for the initiative. Nowadays, it takes real courage to be human, as everyone should be. But I was wondering if you have ever had support from any big organization, being it from United Nations, Human Rights Office, or from European Union, or even from the domestic national governments, if they've ever helped you during such initiative, or if they are aware of the case that you are going to the court and you are being punished against such things that you shouldn't be punished about, because as you also mentioned in one of the videos, that it's one in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that we are entitled to help others. So are the bigger organizations aware of the case that you are going to jail for this issue? And have you ever received support from such organizations or agencies? Thank you.
we didn't got no support from any big organizations like this. But they are aware of my case. They are aware. Sea-Watch, they supported us a lot, sharing our story and telling that. But we didn't got no donations like from some big organizations. No.
So actually, Salam is not contacting all these people. So like the other, like his friends and family, we contact these people, and they're all aware. We didn't get financial support, but we got the support we got is like they tried to drop the case, but it's not possible. So they said we cannot drop it, and also the European Union, we have been in the parliament in Brussels, and they say it's just not possible because back then in 2015 they made up this law that Greece needs to get under control the smugglers or the whole refugee crisis. So they just started arresting everybody without even like knowing if it was a smuggler or not. So they're not allowed to drop any cases. So that's why they couldn't do, like the only thing is they shared our story. Like the United Nations and also Amnesty, like they did, but not financially, they didn't help. Like, yeah, like his bail, he paid by himself, and almost 2 years, he was trapped in Greece, he had to pay everything by himself, he lost his job, like everything, yeah. Like, yeah?
No, that would be good if you use that. Yes, I will come to you.
I also wanted to thank you, both of you, and your team. I wanted to ask if you're the first big case on this occasion, because I didn't know that you're the first case that I know that is being put in front of court because of this smuggler situation. And I wanted to ask, you said 10 years to life prison. Is it like the minimum is 10 years, so you're getting minimum 10 years, or is there for example, they could say that you don't have to go to jail at all? That would be 2 questions that I had.
We don't know what's going to happen in the court, and minimum if I get guilty, then they will give me between 10 years and life. But we don't know. Nobody knows what's going to happen. In Greece. In Greece, I don't know if we are the first. There was a German guy. You can
So Greek law says for smugglers, each refugee 10 years. That's why this 10 years. So if each refugee, so they made up, there was 61 refugees in that boat. So he might get 600, oh my God, I'm so bad in math, but 600 something years, so it's crazy. It's not, they changed this law back then because so the smugglers get afraid or they stop their work or whatever. And yes, there was a German guy actually. He was retired, 2015. He got arrested in Chios. I think it was in Chios, yeah, and he got 16 years for. It was not exactly the same because the retired man, he had a boat, not a fisher boat, a sailing boat. Every summer he went there with his wife to sail, and then he saw a family drowning, a Syrian family, and he felt so bad for them that of course he helped them, rescued them, but they begged him to not send them back to Turkey. So he said, okay, fine, just hire under my, hire in my boat, and then I will bring you to Greece. So, but he right away got arrested and got 16 years in jail. He spent 2 years in jail, and after this 2 years, the European court released him. That's also the thing what we're counting at. It's the European Union, because they promised us actually that they will. Because it's like the highest court for us European citizens. And they said, we will release him anyways, but which can take 2 years. And we don't want him to spend 2 years in jail.
Yeah. How was the interrogation? Was there a translator in the room, or did they talk almost in Greece to you? So that you can exactly understand what they accused you?
That's very easy. So when we came to the office, it was me and one from my team. I was sitting and they were talking Greek. And I tried to speak English, but they couldn't. It was very, very bad. And then he was just tapping on the computer. And then I was waiting. We were waiting, like, when can we speak? Or what's happening here, you know? And then he said, okay, speak. And then I was talking in English, but then I was feeling stupid because he doesn't understand what I'm saying, but he's just writing something. So when we were finished there, he came with the paper and he said, sign. I said, I'm not going to sign. I don't know what it says. It's in Greek. Then he's giving the paper to the guy next to me, and I say, don't sign. If you want to see your wife and children, you're not going to sign that paper. And then they threw me out. And then when I came out, I said to the Spanish team, don't sign anything, not one paper. They're going to do something. So they knew they couldn't do nothing. So when they called the embassy, because we told them the whole day we need to talk with the embassy, then we spoke with our lawyer, and the lawyer came and said, you were almost signing on a paper where it says you're a smuggler. And another thing, in the court, the translator in the court was the Coast Guard in our court. So, and she couldn't also not speak English.
Hi. I would also like to thank you for all that you've done, and it really takes courage, as she said, to be human today, sadly. I was curious to know how has the response of the Danish government been so far? Have they been putting your case ahead in international organizations? Have they been forceful about it, or how's it going?
So since I got released, and until I could leave the country and come to Denmark, there was no support from anything from my government, not even a call on anything. Last week, I was for the first time in the Danish parliament to speak with the former defense minister. And that's it. There was that's the only thing I had. So there was nothing from the Danish government, not even a call or anything. There was the first call when I got arrested. The second call when I got released. They said, oh, you're released? Okay. And 1 year after I was still trapped in Greece, they called me and said, are you okay? I said, yes. Okay, thank you. That's it. These 3 calls.
But maybe you're aware that Denmark is, since the last election, they're pretty racist now, the parliament. One party which has the most power at the moment. That's why maybe they don't care about the whole refugee thing. Yep.
Thank you. I'm not an expert on law, but I'm wondering if you can maybe gather support from witnesses, previous refugees that you rescued in your case. Because they could speak to, or the work that you did after could speak to the fact that you were not actually trafficking these people, but actually helping them and doing someone else's job.
So I have some witnesses, but I didn't use the refugees that came. I have some local guys who was living in front of the sea in Lesbos Island, and one of them was actually with me under a mission when we were in the sea and helping Coast Guard because they couldn't save the people who was in the water, so we did it. So we saved 42 people and 1 died that night. And he was the witness. He's going to be the witness in the court, hopefully. And his father also, because they were like always at the coast. They live at the coast. So they have seen me like for many months. And there is a restaurant also, who was the most busiest restaurant. He was helping refugees when they came. He put them there, giving them food and change clothes. He was a Greek guy. He was a nice guy. And he also like my witness in the court. So I use this local guy. And then we have a woman from European Parliament. She's Spanish. She's also going to come there. She's a professor and say some things. So this is the witness, because they said that the court is only one day. So we're getting like the sentence the same day. So it's like with 5 people going. So I am confused. I'm confused. Do they already know that I'm going to go in jail, or they already know that, oh, we're going to drop it, you know? So I don't know what's going to happen, but this is...
So of course there are so many witnesses, it's so hard to choose them or to pick them, because we think the best is that they speak Greek, because the judge doesn't speak any English, and I think it's better, you know, with the translator it's going to be difficult. But we were working with United Nations and MSF and all these organizations, they wrote letters for us. So at least we have something on paper that they're witnessing him being a lifeguard and not a smuggler. So at least it's this, yeah. But I think they don't care. Like, we have so much publicity, so many news. Everybody has been writing about him and about our case, but they don't want to drop it. Like, I don't know why. Yeah, maybe they can. I don't know what. And I don't know what is all behind this, because they obviously know he's not a smuggler. They know him because when he registered his boat, he met the Coast Guard every day. I think there's, like, what we think is that they just wanted us to stop rescuing them, so more are dying and less are coming, or something like this. I don't know. This is just, because after they got arrested, they just didn't want to help because they were afraid, all the other NGOs. So the days after they got arrested, suddenly the amount of people who died got just higher because we were afraid. Nobody of us wanted to do anything anymore, yeah.
Thank you. In the beginning, Mirjam asked the question to the auditory if people would support open borders in the European Union. I mean, not only in, but I believe also the external borders was what you were meaning. Do you share this opinion that, I mean, actually all borders should fall? I mean, I'm just asking you because you have such a real-life experience in this, and I would like to know what you think about this.
So, exactly this question, a lot of people asked me. And because I was there, I seen it. And I saw the people who comes. Like, imagine you have a guy from Pakistan, just save him, and I'm helping him, and he says to me, he's Syrian. I say, you're not Syrian, I know you're from Pakistan. He said, no, I'm Syrian. So speak Arabic. He say, yeah, Arabic. I say, what is this? There was also a guy from Somalia, same thing, Syria. So everybody came Syria. I had a boat, there was a family from Nepal, they're also Syrian. I say, you're also Syrian? Yeah, you're Syrian. So I was making joke, there was a boat with Thai people, 2 women and 2 children. They were from Thailand, but they were living, I think, in Turkey. And I said, you're also from Syria? I say, yes. So everybody was suddenly from Syria. Even Iraqi people, they say they were Syrians. So I think with the borders, because a lot of people came, we don't know who's coming. Like, I had a rule. I had this rule, I'm saving everybody in this sea, I don't care who it is. But for me, it was hard because these people was running away from the terrorism. So for me, I said to myself, I'm helping women and children and families. The single men, they can take care of themselves. They can walk, they have power, they can do this thing. Of course, if somebody is injured, okay. But I had this, I want to help women and children because I will feel guilty if I helped somebody and he did something wrong in Europe. And then it's like, oh, I helped him, you know? Only if I give him a water or something like it's the same. But I was like, I always was thinking about, like, there should be control. There should be a control. Of course, the borders, like, not close them, but a control who's coming. So we know who's coming. You don't want something happens in this country. While we're going to the park, we're sitting here, you know, we don't know who's coming. Because I know a lot of people came, and a lot of bad people. I had, there was 2 guys from ISIS. I got to the police and I told them, they're from ISIS, and they took them. But it's only 2. You don't know who's coming. You want to say something?
Yeah, I mean, because why it's difficult for you maybe to understand, but in the beginning there was no control. Like when we say no, like there was absolutely nothing. Nobody was there to even take their fingerprints. And I think control is not bad, but also these people from Somalia, wherever they came from, I think I understand them, and I think I would also do it like them, because nobody would put their children or family in a boat when there's not a reason. So I think it's not like only like it's not fair to say because there's war in Syria and the other one then don't have right, but they're also dying or starving or whatever reason they're coming from for. So we didn't care about that. Who came, we just helped. But I think it just needs to be a solution, which I don't know what it is, because otherwise it would be collapse here in Europe when we just open it. It just needs to be more structure and controlled. But I don't have a solution for that how. I'm just saying it should be. Yeah.
Exactly how she says, like, so you're not misunderstand me. Like, everybody who's coming in that boat, they're running from something. Maybe it's economic, maybe it's war, maybe it's something else, but they're not going into that boat and going to the sea. They know it's 50-50. You can die, maybe not 50, maybe more than that, because it's a rubber boat. It's puncturing, everybody is dead. This is how it is. So I understand the people is running, and and of course, like, everybody deserves to be happy, to live a normal life. And with control, when I say control, I mean they should control who's coming, and if there is something, then, like, don't let them just be in a camp and that's it. Help them. You know, there is some people that are sick. There was one guy in the camp, he's starting taking a knife and just cutting people like this. You don't know who's going inside or not, but like control in a way that you know who's coming in. You have the name, because there was no control. There was no control in Greece at all. Like, people, they came. There was one day I came with some people, they were sick, and they said, this Greek guy, he said to me, here, take the paper, just write the name. And I took the pen and the paper and I asked, what is your name? Abbas, something. I said, okay. I write, where are you from? Syria. I look at it, but you're not Syrian. Syria. Okay. I write Syria. And, you know, like, this is the thing. There was no system. Fingerprint, from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, it works. And then the whole day it doesn't work. They don't want to take, because you have thousands of people in the queue and they don't want to do that. So there was no system at all. No system in the beginning.
But later, in I think the end of December 2015, then Germany sent, or whole Europe sent Frontex from all the European members. And they came and they brought this IASO, which has electronic fingerprints and stuff, so they really control them. And then you could see, like, every day, like, they cut like 8 ISIS people which have joined from Europe. And, you know, you see there, like, how important it is to control. Like, this is what we, like, trying to say. Yeah.
There was actually another thing. I was in the Camp Moria, and the police just arrested one guy because of the control. He was from Germany. He was already in Germany. He got deported from Germany because he made something bad here. And he came through the water because he thought nobody's going to control it. And they controlled it, and they found out he was deported. So they put him in jail. So there is a lot of people who actually got deported from here because of criminal activities or whatever they did. They got back. And that's why you need to control when they're coming, because then you have these people coming back again, and only God knows what they're going to do.
Thank you. Last question from back.
So we already said that this question is more about like a legal question. It's about law, in fact, as much as it is like hurting all of us to hear of the situations. And I wanted to ask, do you know if there are any kind of like loopholes? Did your lawyer talk to that? Because the way I see it, or the way I could think, is that the question at stake is not whether or not you are a smuggler or someone who's helping. I feel like everybody knows you are helping, so the witnesses who are saying you are helping are not helping you, because I feel like, or I think that the law is something like somebody who helps to pass another person who is not like a Greek citizen to the border, who that person is going to jail. And this is so clear because nobody's asking you, why are you doing it? It's just like somebody helping other people crossing borders, and as long as this law is like fulfilled, you are being count responsible for that. So my question is there any kind of loophole, or did your lawyer tell you, okay, the law looks clear, but we can't say that you did this and that, or is it just the way that it is? There is this shitty law and you have to just live with it? Because we are both studying law and we are like, okay, it's either clear or it's not, because we don't think that the question at stake is smuggling or helping people. I think everybody knows that, but yeah.
Thank you.
So you know the international law. If somebody's drowning in front of you, drowning in the water, you must help them. You must save them. If you don't save them in Germany, they'll put you in jail. And this is, I think, all around the world. But with my case, I didn't go over the border. And in my case, the boat was in Greece. And they don't charge me to go over the border. They're charging me that I was 1.8 kilometers out from the coast, and there was a boat somewhere in Greece, and I was on the way to that boat. But I never saw the boat. I never went there. I don't know where the boat was. And this is what they're charging me with. So they're charging me only to attempt, actually, to go and help people. This is my charges.
No, this is also exactly written in the, how do you say in English? What? Anklageschrift. Was heißt das? Ja, ich spreche alle Deutsch. The exact charges is that he and his team, they had the intention to go to Turkey and smuggle a refugee boat, which was already on the way. So they were never in Turkey. They never had refugee in the boat. So the whole thing is just so stupid. It doesn't make any sense. But it's exactly like this written. And the Greek law says that even intending or trying to, it's a crime. Yeah. Like it's the same like in Germany. When you're trying to kill someone, it's a crime. You can get sentenced for it. And yeah.
But this was the beginning. They said that we were going to Turkey because they said the boat was in Turkey. But 1 week ago, we got a call because we got the paper from the lawyer, from the prosecutor, and it says, oh, you didn't go to Turkey. The boat was in Greece, and you were in Greece. But it's not legal to go and help them. This is the thing.
Yeah, something you really can't believe. Our time is up. I wish you from the bottom of my heart the best, and that is just like on the 7th of May, it's just over and done. Yeah.
I can make a live video or something.
Yeah, that would be good. So, and for all you guys, the box is there. And are you here for any questions? If somebody just like thinks, now I want to ask something, maybe.
Thank you that we have had the possibility
Okay.
to speak out.
Yeah. Okay.
If somebody has some questions, we'll be here for a few minutes and we can talk with somebody.
Okay. Just for a few minutes, and then thank you.
If you want to come to the trial and demonstrate in front of the court, of course, like you're welcome.
You will find that online. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Then it just leaves me. Also genau, ich kann auch auf Deutsch sagen. Genau, es bleibt mir eigentlich nur noch zu sagen, kommt gerne zur nächsten Lupe. Die wird stattfinden am 5.6. Das ist der erste Dienstag im Monat, also ein bisschen irregular. Es wird dabei um Auroville gehen, also eine Zukunftsstadt in Indien, die sich mit ganz viel Nachhaltigkeit und ganz viel Entwicklung beschäftigt, in ganz vielen verschiedenen Bereichen. Und ja, wir würden uns sehr, sehr freuen, wenn ihr auch dann Lust habt zu kommen. Wieder eine Stunde, wieder die Lupe mit vielen Informationen und ein bisschen was zum Essen. Ich freue mich auf dann.